boat? No one's driving the boat. All of a sudden the boat heels over and shoots like a rocket. Before we go sailing today, I'm replacing both the house and starter battery to try and help hunt down a solution to a problem I'm having with the start button. I'm also going to install this battery monitor to understand our electrical system a little more. One of our viewers recommended this battery monitor that's able to measure amperage flowing out of the battery. Voltage, current, and consumed power and battery capacity are all displayed on the LCD screen. It measures the energy going in and out of your battery. Alright, so to wire this up correctly, see that negative bus bar? The main negative that grounds that bus bar goes down through that hole, comes over here, and it goes right there, this curly line. So basically, I'm going to interrupt that, and it's going to measure everything that goes through that from that panel there. Man, this is tough getting in there though, you know? Drop my light. Man, sometimes the hardest part about doing any of this stuff is just getting in here. I'm gonna hook my wire that used to be on the engine block there from my bus bar to this terminal of the shunt, and then the other one is going to go to this new cable that goes to my negative terminal of the battery, which is grounded to the engine block over there. You know, if I'm being honest, I really don't know if this is perfect or right. I've read online, you think these are easy, but a lot of people get confused with these. So I think that's right, but I won't find out until I turn something on and see what happens. You ever seen one of these? Look, my day is saved by this thing. You put this in your wallet and you can use it for, I don't know, all kinds of things. But I need a tiny little screwdriver about that big, and I didn't have it, and that's what I'm going to use this for. By hooking up this electric meter, I hope I can start to understand not only my draw from all my DC power panel, but what's happening when I press my glow plugs, how many amps do they draw, and the starter and everything. I just kind of want to be able to trace these gremlins down. And also, it's important to know, like when we're sailing, what's happening with the autopilot. How many amps is it taking? How much battery drain do we have? And apparently with these things here, it's supposed to tell you like how much time you have left, and you'll be able to figure that out, so we can kind of get an idea. You know, what if we sail away for 2 weeks? How much solar will we need, or how soon will we need to plug in before, let's say, our autopilot won't work? Or are we putting back enough with our smaller solar panel to where if we're just an anchor for 2 days, it'll fill it back up? I just don't know the answer to these questions. All right, let's see. It's the moment of truth. I have everything hooked up, and it says when you plug it in, it should come on. It did. Look at this. They have a plastic thing still on the front of it that I'll take off, but I want to mount it first. All right, 0%. Yeah, I'm leaving. I have kind of this off right now because I think I'm going to put this here, but let's see what it says here. So I turn the battery to number 1, and let's turn on some cabin lights. And we see 0.2 of an amp. Let's turn some more cabin lights on. 0.7, and that's this big LED one that I put there. So that seems to be working. See water pressure. I'm gonna turn the water on here and see what happens. Look at that. When the pump's on, it's 3 amps, 44 watts. And that's an intermittent thing. Running lights, let's try those. 1.3 amps, 18 watts. Steaming light, 1.592 amps. So this is pretty cool because not only can you turn a bunch of stuff on and see, but you can also tell if the bulb's working or not. Alright, so cabin lights all back off. Let's see, refrigerator. That should be a huge one. It doesn't do anything. Oh, there it goes. Look at this. 3 amps, 50 watts. Someone said not to run this unless the boat's plugged in with the battery charger on. I can see why, but let's... 4 amps, 50 watts. Okay. Radio and CD. Radio's just coming on now. It's not playing any music, but look, 4 watts, 0.3 amps. That's pretty cool, huh? Alright, so I'm going to tell it the battery's at 100%, so I'm going to hold the up key for 3 seconds. 100 amp hours, 100%, okay. Because I know the battery was charged and I had the battery charger when I was gone, so there you go. So what is it telling me here? It's the time is going up. Those are hours on the right, I would guess, so it says 82 hours, but it's still climbing. So I'm guessing it's going to tell me like how long I can leave this device on. This display glows whenever there's a draw on the battery, and when there's power going in with the battery charger or the solar panel, it pulsates, the screen pulsates. I like this thing, but now it's time to get out on the water and test out our new Autopilot. Look at that, we're sailing along on our Autopilot. So yeah, check it out, Autopilot's on. This is kind of nice, you know what? This isn't an exciting sailing day anyways, where you have like a lot of wind or anything. I can almost not even feel a breeze as I stand up here. And, but look, we're going 3 knots. There's that big giant sailboat's out in front of us now. There was that like 70-foot sailboat that went out in front of us that I thought we'd catch them and pass them because, you know, we're just a faster, little lighter boat compared to them. But then he put like 5 different sails came out. One was even upside down. I don't even know what that is. And he just was like, pew. We're just sitting here talking and hanging out. I want to compare this to when we were on Not Enough. Yeah, this is the most different experience. Like, we're sailing along here, having a great day, and Autopilot's taking us. And in comparison, in Not Enough, that Catalina 22, you were just sailing that boat. I mean, kind of really paying attention, and so this is a beautiful thing and makes it much more fun. This is probably really trivial for people who already experienced this, but some of you I know haven't. So now that the Autopilot's on and we're just driving, cruising, I'm gonna go down to the cabin here with my wife and see what she's doing.
Who's driving the boat?
No one's driving the boat. I can just come in here and go to the bathroom or whatever. What are you doing down here?
I am preparing a little bit of fruit for us to have.
Okay, sounds good.
I'll prepare some tasty beverages as well.
Okay, a lot of seaweed out there today. We do run a tablet in here, so when someone's down here, we can see how far away we are from our, if we have a waypoint set or whatever. Or if we have an anchor alarm on at night, just a spare tablet that I can leave plugged in and it works well. We're racing. I wonder if he's motor sailing because, I don't know, we're going about the same speed. We're only doing like 2 knots. I don't feel any wind at all. Like a half a knot of wind. Okay. Back there we're going, we weren't even hitting 1 knot. We were at half a knot for a while because the wind went to nothing. And it was supposed to do that around 12 today. go down to 2 knots. So here it is, 11:47. We're headed back to home. I'm barely able to keep us on course because there's no wind. All of a sudden the boat heels over and shoots like a rocket, and autopilot's working a lot less. When we're going slow, it's constantly working, but at this speed it's barely moving. And man, now we're just making good time. The boat's sailing itself at about 5.5 to 6 knots right now, which I mean, you can really see. Look at that. We're cruising, and it's cool to come in here and feel this. Listen to the mast. Triple zeros. We're headed north. 4.6. We're in the wind now, we're in the wind. Just come out, let it come over. Okay, go for it. I'll tell you something about this autopilot is that it feels like I'm able to focus on a few other things. So even if you just used it momentarily while you did some other things, it does feel like it allows you to have one less thing to do while you adjust a sail or let out a Genoa sheet a little bit.
Or tack.
Or tack. I think I can actually learn more about sailing in this. Oh yeah, I gotta turn way to the left. I gotta turn the trees here. I need to go port.
Jason's taking the mainsail down. Nobody's at the helm. Woo! This is one of the beauties of having, one, a boom kicker installed recently, and two, the autopilot.